What is going on, guys? It's your boy Az. We are back here, and yeah, we're gonna be addressing the elephant in the room here, which is the fact that there hasn't really been an indication, right, of where the minimum unlocks are, right, with regards to not only the the 4-star unlock you can get with Knull, which we've done already. We've had footage of that, and of course as well, we also have footage of the 7 red unlock for Knull as well. So I have gameplay of that, of both those, basically the extremes, right? The baby accounts, and of course as well the maximum, which is like your typical end game account where everybody's kind of situated. But of course as well, there's nothing on. What about like kind of in the middle, right? Where we're not talking about the red stars, right? We're not talking about the 7 red, or we're not talking about the maxed out rewards and everything. But what about the 7 yellow? Just the kind of in the middle, right? Which is kind of why I used this graph here to show you guys here, and hopefully we can address that for you guys today. I'm gonna call it, be a null it all. If you guys get the joke on there. But yeah, essentially, well, let's recap here. So if you guys have seen some of my other previous footage, you guys will know that the minimum unlock for a 4 yellow Knull involved basically these 3 characters that I used. Daemon, Living Mummy, and QUASAR, and those were kind of the key components there for that. That was basically when I was around level 85. And of course as well, let's talk about my main account now, which is basically at the top echelon of what you can play at, tier 20, level 105. And this is no surprise team for anybody. I think anybody that's done the Knull runs, that that are familiar with it, they'll know that these are the characters you need. And of course as well, where the heck is the middle side? So we have the top end, and we also have the low end. And now in today's video, we're going to be addressing the fact here on how far do we need to go in terms of getting that 7 yellow unlock. And of course as well, it gives you guys something to work towards in terms of what your next goal is. And of course, if people want to chase that 7 yellow Knull. Now before I begin, I just want to quickly recap here that I have been playing on my baby account for approximately 128 days. And apologies, I know I haven't really done an update on my baby account here because we've been so busy with all the scourges and all the tower stuff, but hopefully I'll do that sooner than later here, so apologies now in advance. And yeah, we're going to quickly jump into the roster here now that I have on my baby account here. Now we're going to be actually pushing for kind of that middle pack, right, where we have basically, at the end game, we know that we need the 7, if we want the 7 red, we need gear 20, we need level 105, and then also at the minimum side, we need characters that are level 85-ish. So now with regards to this side of things, we can start pushing for characters kind of in that tier 18 range, right? The tier 18, tier 19 range. We've got Daemon here at level 100 because he's my fave, but everybody else is level 95. And of course as well, to even enter into the game mode, you need to have at least gear tier 18. And I want to see if we can do it with just 3 characters versus trying to overinvest, right? Especially for people that don't want to invest in Living Mummy or Hyperion because they feel like they're useless characters or they're not part of the meta anymore. So let's quickly look at the mods here before we jump in. And I just want to let you guys know that in order to get the 7 yellow unlock, you need to have at least 400,000 points. So this means that in terms of the mods, you pretty much need every single one except for maybe the damage and the act first. Those are just ones I picked, so you may be able to mix and match and try something else here, but I just wanted to kind of bring that to your guys' attention. And again, we got close to another run earlier, but we need to add more points, as you guys can kind of see on my best run there. So what we do here is we're going to jump in here, keeping 3 separate apart, so that way there's no adjacent damage. And again, these are the 3 that we use because these are characters that we're already familiar with. And again, the strategy remains the same. We're going to have basically Daemon here striking first. And again, if you guys have seen my other footage, it's kind of regurgitated now. But again, we do the 20% blast from QUASAR. Blastar does his thing, doing another 10%. And once that's underway, it may require a little bit of RNG because we do have no taunters on our side. We throw Daemon's big special to take another 10% chunk, and that's going to take at least 40% now of his health, and now he's down to under 50. So this causes him to use his ult here. And again, we don't have Living Mummy here to protect us this time, so we are just facing him with raw skill and raw luck. So again, the special brings him down to 28%. And once he targets, hopefully not QUASAR or Daemon, we can kind of get things done here. Daemon's going to throw that big ult again. This is going to fill his speed bar and his energy back to himself. And of course as well, it clears the field, which is the most important thing. He's going to throw that special here, and this will kind of seal the deal here, especially if Knull misses QUASAR. So he misses QUASAR indeed, and we're able to get it done here. Simple, quick, fast, easy. Hopefully makes sense. Hopefully this video wasn't regurgitated. It wasn't too, stating the obvious here. But the 400,000 points will get you guys that 7 yellow unlock. And hopefully it gives you guys an understanding now of where we need to be here in terms of the length play, as well as how many levels you need on your characters and what characters you need. Now, remember, I've only been playing on my baby account for about 128 days. So that is still a decent amount of time on the game here. Approximately, if we're rounding it 30 days per month, that is a little bit over a quarter of a year. And of course, as well, like I said, that will also depend as well on, whether how active you are. I don't play my baby account as much as I should. And of course, as well, like I said, just recapping it, these 3 characters are kind of the kings here that get it done for us to get that 7 yellow Knull for us unlocked. Hopefully it makes sense. Hopefully it gives you guys an idea of what to look forward to if you're trying to figure out where I need to bring my characters for, what characters do I need. And of course as well, keep in mind, like I already said before, the maximum you pretty much need, top echelon, level 105 and beyond, tier 20. And of course as well, for minimum, you just need that level 85. And you can do this with Living Mummy, with QUASAR and Daemon. And we didn't have access to our 7 yellow QUASAR back then. So hopefully hopefully gives you guys a bit of value out of this video. Hopefully gives you guys a little bit of more insight. And of course as well, guys, I always appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.